Good day and welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at how you can get your hands on the Violet Proto-Drake and everything you need to do to get it done. So yeah, let's take a look. So the Violet Proto-Drake drops from an achievement, or will be mailed to you from an achievement called What a Long Strange Trip It Has Been. If you take a look at this achievement, it is one that relates entirely to world events that occur throughout the year. We have To Honor One's Elders, which is for the Lunar Festival, Fool for Love, which is for the Valentine's Lovers in the Air Festival, Noble Gardener, which is for the Noble Garden Festival. Of course, we also have the Flame Warden for the Midsummer Festival, for the children, for Children's Week. We have the Brewmaster achievement, which relates to Brewfest, and of course we also have the Hallowed Be Thy Name and Merry Maker. Hallow being for Hallowed Ends and Merry Maker being for the Winter Veil. All of these achievements are updated if they gain new achievements. So for example, if any of these were to change, then essentially you would have to get the new one if you don't already have the achievement. So for example, if you get What a Long Journey It Has Been Right Now, then you obviously get the mount. However, if Fool for Love, for example, gets a new achievement added in, and you have yet to complete Fool for Love, you will have to complete it with the new achievement. So it's always best to take this on right now, so that you can obviously get the mount. So originally, What a Strange Long Trip It's Been actually also granted Master Riding, but this was removed in Mr. Pandaria, but still, it's still very interesting. Now, I'm going to briefly cover each individual section and talk about which challenges are probably going to be hard for you. We'll start with To Honor One's Elders. These ones are very simple actually and occur during the Lunar Festival. Most of them simply require you to fire fireworks in capital cities and to visit different elders in each region. It's a lot of traveling, but beyond that it's nothing crazy. You can simply go and click on the link that I have in the description and you'll be able to essentially find all of them. So that one's pretty simple. Lovers in the Air is the February achievement, and this one is also not too difficult. Again, most of these require you to do a lot of traveling. The one that's probably going to eat at you the most here is going to be having 10 love rays cast on you simultaneously. Usually hanging around in the hub, whether it's in Orgrimmar or Stormwind, should get this done with you. Same with the Silver Shafted Arrow and a lot of these other achievements. But the one that's probably going to irritate a lot of players is donating 50,000 gold to the Artisans Consortium, as you need to donate 50,000 gold. Then we have Noble Garden. Noble Garden is obviously Easter. To be honest with you, this one is again also more effort than not, but nothing here is strictly speaking too difficult. A lot of these simply require you to actively engage in ensuring that your character is wearing certain items or doing certain things. There's not actually a lot technically involved in the Noble Garden one. Next we have Children's Week. This one I've actually never weirdly done or participated in. It's just never one that's appealed to me. This one, honestly, the hardest bit is going to be Veteran Nanny, because this one here requires you to get pets. So this one actually requires you to obtain certain pets, and this one also has some difficulties being School of Hard Knocks, which requires you to play PvP, specifically capturing a flag, assaulting a tower, assaulting a flag, and returning a fallen flag. This can be quite challenging, especially if you don't play a lot of PvP, so this one's definitely going to be a problem for you. Midsummer, this one, honestly, probably one of the easier ones, but with a lot of achievements. So again, this one requires you to travel a lot. You need to travel between pretty much every section, and you're going to need to honor all of the flames. The hardest ones will be desecration ones, which require you to move into hostile zones. It's not necessarily super difficult, especially nowadays with things like, PvP being, targetable and all that sort of stuff. But you probably have more chance completing this on a PvE server than you do on a PvP, as you can still obviously have some difficulties entering into hostile areas. Although, because a lot of these are in the older expansions, generally you should be able to get them fairly fine. Then we have Brewfest. So Brewfest, obviously, probably I would say one of the easier ones. Only 10 achievements, but you just have to essentially do a lot of super simple stuff. Wearing certain items and falling, taking no damage, using your Brewfest hops, donating on the Dragon Isles. Nothing really too crazy here. I'll be honest with you, the Brewfest is probably one of the easier ones, alongside ones like Lovers in the Air and the Lunar Festival, where it's more just being present and actively making sure you are using event items or eating event beers or traveling to event locations. Hallow's End, this one's pretty simple. Again, a lot of it is mainly to do with just time. One of the harder ones again will be 10 honorable kills. You do have to obviously get 10 honorable kills. It's not too hard. You'll have to obviously have the Node Rage buff up, but generally speaking, if you enter a battleground, you should be okay. One of these might be difficult because it requires you to have essentially someone help you out, but I think again, if you stand in the hub for a while, you should start to rack a couple of these out. Just type a message in chat and you'll be fine. Visiting the candy buckets, that requires you to physically move to these locations, and that's going to be something that's always going to get worse for you. Like, it's always going to get worse for you, because the more expansions that get added, the more zones you'll have to clear. And then finally with Wintervale, again, this one is pretty simple, but again, the honorable kills are probably going to be the biggest challenge. It's always going to be the biggest challenge, because getting kills and entering PvP, especially for players who don't engage in it, is not the most fun time. Other than that, most of these are also fairly simple. Again, generally speaking, they require you to actively engage in reading what is happening. One of the harder ones will be caroling a go. You have to use your Wintervale chorus book to carol in enemy capital cities during the Feast of Wintervale. This one can be challenging because, again, it requires you to enter hostile zones. Even on PvE servers, it can just be hard to do. You have to head to hostile zones. You have to head to hostile capital cities. It's out of the way for your faction. You don't have portals there. You have to kind of work around it. And a caroling, and then BB King is kind of the same thing as well. Having to find these leaders. Obviously, they're one short Google away, but generally speaking, it's not the easiest time. So yeah, that covers it. Obviously, there's a ton of other stuff that players, will have to engage in or be a part of. But honestly, generally speaking, it's just a lot of travel. A lot of travel and a lot of involvement in the hard effort to try and get these things done. But yeah, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you next time. Bye.